What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of MUT Tips. I'm your host, Sean Taylor from the Made Up Theater, and before we jump in, make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and as always, subscribe on YouTube down below to be informed of upcoming videos and live streams. Ring that bell. Now let's jump into today's topic, playing with denial. Let's explore a premise together. Maybe there's a scene between person A and person B. And person A starts the scene by saying, "Oh, hey, Joe, I didn't know you worked at Starbucks," which is a pretty strong line because it's starting to establish the base reality, like who we are, where are we, and what are we doing? We're starting to get into the details. And person B can respond in a number of different ways. For example, maybe they respond with like positive agreement, just accepting the idea as well as accepting it with a positive state of mind. So they might say, "Yeah, I'm so stoked. I've been wanting to work here since I was 4. That is one route to go with it. Another route that person B can take is through reluctant acceptance, meaning they accept the line that was just said, but they might add on a more negative opinion, some type of contrasting point of view to the example I just gave in regards to like positive acceptance. So for example, the line is said about working at Starbucks and person B might respond, "Yeah, sucks. I wanted to work at Pete's next door." So notice they're accepting the offer that was just said. They're accepting the reality, but they are adding on a differing opinion. Which leads us to the topic of today, playing with denial. Now, the word denial might have a different definition when it comes to improv. I use it commonly to describe a moment in a scene where an improviser essentially denies the offer that was just given to them by kind of like blinking it out of existence and saying, "Your idea is not correct, let's go with my idea." So an example is like, "I didn't know you worked at Starbucks." So to deny that offer, confidently, almost matter-of-factly, they might respond, "What are you talking about? This is NASA." And that is denying the offer. And if I was to receive that line, I'd be like, "Oh, okay, it's NASA." So I have to kind of let go of my idea because my idea was not accepted. So I got to get on the same page. This is NASA now. I talked about this type of denial in episode 17 of MUT Tips. Feel free to check that out if you would like to. But this type of denial differs from the type of denial we're going to talk about today. I'm talking about a character being in denial. It's a character choice from an emotional point of view. And a good example of this is maybe you have a kid or have like watched over a kid and they're playing at like the playground and they're having the time of their lives. And then all of a sudden you see them and they're still having fun, but you see them do this. So in response to that, you might walk up to them and say, "Do you need to go to the bathroom?" And they respond, "No, I don't." Which shows that they are in denial because they don't want their play to be interrupted by some bodily function, a necessary function, because they're afraid, "Well, if I stop this moment, I may never be able to get it back." Think about it as they're saying no with their words, but they're saying yes with their body. A great amount of fun can come from playing to a character's denial. So let's revisit that initiation line. "Hey, I didn't know you worked at Starbucks." And let's take that same denial line that I said earlier, "What are you talking about? This is NASA," which just does sound like I'm saying your choice sucks, let's go with mine. But if I attach like an emotional choice, a body choice to that line, it will now show that I'm in denial over this reality. I'm not denying the reality, I'm in denial. So if they say, "Hey, I didn't know you worked at Starbucks," I might be like, "What are you talking about? This is NASA." And then boom, I am showing you that yes, this is Starbucks. As an improviser, I acknowledge that, but my character does not think that is the reality. I'm in denial over it. Maybe like I got a master's degree in rocket science and I haven't been able to get a job, so I need to pay my rent, so I work here at Starbucks now. And now we can continue to play to this because it's now understood to person A, "Oh, they're in denial of this. Let's continue this. If this is true, if this character thinks that, this isn't Starbucks, this is NASA because they are ashamed and embarrassed to say they work at Starbucks as opposed to a nice big old job that they studied for at NASA, then to what lengths will they go to show that this is NASA rather than Starbucks?" So person A, after acknowledging that person B's line is a character choice of a character being in denial, now they get to set up person B and have fun setting them up to justify why this is NASA, even though it's clearly in this real reality Starbucks. So person A might say, "Oh, you're making coffee. Are you sure you're not a barista here?" And then person B would respond, "What are you talking about? This is the cafeteria at NASA. Yeah, it's self-service, so we make our own coffee here, but I love doing it. I love making coffee." And then person A gets to continue to play to this and be like, "Isn't that the Starbucks logo above you?" And then person B would look up and say, oh, well, yeah, this is a memorial cafeteria dedicated to Buzz Starbucks, the 14th man who landed on the moon. You don't know that? I know that. I work here, obviously. And this is just a fun, like, again, if this is true, if this character believes this, then to what lengths will they go to cover up this lie? A fun, quick, and easy exercise to practice playing characters in denial is called It's Not What It Looks Like, where you get two people, one person's off stage and the other person's on stage. The person on stage is given an activity, such as like washing dishes. And the person on stage just pantomimes that activity, but you tell them though that they love doing this and they are also in their own private space, so no one else is around. They're just in their own world enjoying this activity. So they might do this. Just like that. And then person B is gonna walk in and discover this and say, oh, I didn't know you like washing dishes. And then person A will say, no, it's not what it looks like, and then justify it as something different. So they might say, no, it's not what it looks like. I'm polishing Frisbees for the upcoming Ultimate Frisbee competition this weekend. And then boom, you've just kind of like had a two-line exchange, a nice setup, and then a payoff, playing to the idea of being in denial. This is a fun way you can approach scenes. Improv is all about yes and, but sometimes we take that too literally where we have to just immediately accept ideas, but we can also play to the other side and play to a character who is ashamed of or embarrassed or just wants to deny the reality that is so obvious to others. So have fun playing with denial. And that concludes this episode of MUT Tips, everybody. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really appreciate it. Again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time for a brand new episode of MUT Tips. Bye.